Gentlemen, let me ask you something that might just flip the way you see attraction forever. Have you ever seen a guy not the richest, not the best looking, not even saying a single word, yet somehow women seem pulled to him, almost like there's a magnetic field around him? Here's the truth. Women actually want to approach men, but only when the right psychological signals are in place. The problem, most guys, without even realizing it, send out the exact opposite signals. They repel women even when she's interested and then walk away thinking women just don't approach men. That belief isn't just wrong, it's killing your chances. So today here on Stoic Tips, I'm going to show you 5 psychological tricks to get women to approach you without you saying a single word. And trust me, this isn't about fake pickup lines or cheesy alpha routines. It's about mastering invisible signals that flip a switch in her mind and make her want to close the gap herself. But before we break down the steps, I want to share a story that perfectly shows how this works and how not understanding it can cost you everything. I came across this story on a relationship discussion forum and it immediately caught my attention because it's something so many men unknowingly experience. David was a 29-year-old guy. He was attractive. He dressed well, took care of himself, and wasn't socially awkward. But in social settings, women just didn't notice him. He'd go out with friends, hoping to meet someone new, but tonight would always end the same. Him standing in the background watching other guys get all the attention while it blended into the shadows. One weekend, he decided enough was enough. He was going to change it. That night, he and his friends went to a popular bar. The place was alive. Music pulsing, laughter echoing, conversation sparking up in every corner. And then he saw her Rachel. She sat at the bar with a couple offerings, sipping her drink, looking effortlessly confident. The kind of presence that makes the whole room fade. Something about her caught his attention, and then something interesting happened. He noticed her stealing quick glances at him. At first, he thought maybe she's just looking around, but then it happened again and again. She wasn't just looking, she was checking him out. Now, in a perfect world, this would be the moment where David confidently makes his move. Eye contact, a smile, a quick introduction, a spark. Instead, he froze. He looked away, pretending he didn't notice, pulled out his phone, scrolled it mindfully. He acted completely uninterested. His thought process. If she's really into me, she come over. Wrong. Here's the thing. Women, especially attractive women, rarely make a first move unless they feel comfortable and invited to do so. Rachel was intrigued, curious. She wanted to approach him, so she gave him one last chance. She shifted in her seat, subtly leaning toward his direction. She moved slightly closer, a subconscious test to see if he'd acknowledge her. David, still nothing. No eye contact, no smile, no open body language. To Rachel, that was the answer she needed. He's not interested, so she turned her attention elsewhere. And here's where it gets painful. Not even 10 minutes later, another guy walked in. Nothing special, not the best looking guy in the room, but his energy was magnetic. He was bent over his phone. He wasn't hiding in the background. He was engaged, talking to people, laughing, making easy contact. Rachel noticed him. Within minutes, she was in a deep conversation with this guy, smiling, laughing, fully invested. And David, he just sat there watching it unfold, completely clueless about what had just happened. The worst part, he left that night still believing women just don't approach men when in reality he was there as in it didn't happen. Now pause. What do you think David should have done it differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments and be honest. Have you ever had a moment like that where you realized later you missed your shot? Because this is exactly why we're talking about these 5 tricks to get women to approach you. Most men don't realize they're sending the wrong signals. And because of that, they keep missing opportunities without even knowing it. The good news, that changed today. Because in the next few minutes, we're going to break down the exact step-by-step moves that make women feel comfortable, curious, and compelled to approach you without you saying a single word. Alright, now let's break this down because the truth is most guys didn't realize they're always sending signals whether they mean to or not. And if those signals are wrong, women won't approach you, even if they're interested. So let's start this tip, trick number 1, use strong eye contact and a confident smile. One of easiest yet most overlooked ways to invite women in is through eye contact. Not just a glance, not a quick look followed by you darting your eyes away like you've just been caught. I'm talking about a deliberate, confident, controlled gaze. Here's why this is so powerful. Psychologically, prolonged relaxed eye contact sends a subconscious signal of dominance and self as you rants. In evolutionary psychology, eye contact from a confident male triggers interest because it communicates two things at once. I notice you. I'm comfortable enough to let you notice me back. When you pair that with a slow, confident smile, you're creating a micro moment of connection that makes her feel safe to engage. If you catch a woman looking at you, don't immediately look away. Hold gaze for a moment. Keep your expression relaxed. Then, this is key, offer a slow, confident smile before looking away. That's it, no wink, no hey, gorgeous, across the room. Just a moment that tells her, yes, I see you and I'm open to this. Let's go back to David's story for a second. Had locked eyes with Rachel, held it for just a beat longer, and given her that confident smile, she would have instantly known he was open to interaction. Instead, his lack of response made her doubt herself, and she moved on. Eye contact isn't just about looking, it's about making her feel. That 1 second of silent connection can be the spark that makes her approach you even in a crowded room. So remember, I fear making eye contact, but not reinforcing it with the right energy. You're missing one of the easiest opportunities to make women feel safe enough to approach you. And here's something most men don't realize. If a woman looks at you more than once in a short time, that's not random. That's your brain's way of saying pay attention to him. Ignore it and you're silent telling her you're not interested. Trick number 2, position yourself in higher areas. You can't be approachative. You're invisible. And no, this doesn't mean you need to be the loudest guy in the room or the one drawing all the attention like you're putting on a show. But your positioning matters more than you think. If you want to be approached, you need to be accessible. That means putting yourself in place where women can naturally cross paths with you without feeling like they're making an effort to find you. Examples: near the bar, in a central walkway at a party, close to an event's main gathering area. Here's the psychology behind it. If a woman has to go out of her way to approach you, she's far less likely to do it. But if you're already in a spot that makes casual conversation easy, she can engage with you without it feeling forced. Now, let's talk about the mistake most guys make. They stand on the edges of the room, lean against a wall, or plant themselves in the most isolated corner of the venue. Some events it with their backs to the crowd, head down, glued to their phone, and then they wonder why no one approaches them. Let's be real. If you look like you didn't want to be engaged, women will assume you don't want to be engaged. So, next time you're out, ask yourself, am in a place where it's easy for someone to casually start talking to me? Would a woman have to take 3 detours just to get near me? Small adjustments in your positioning can completely change how women perceive your presence. When you're visible, relaxed, and in the flow of the environment, you're not just there, you're inviting interaction with it, saying a single word. And remember, positioning isn't about being the center of attention. It's about making it easy for her to notice you. Because once you combine where you are with how you carry yourself, you'll start to notice something. Women will make that move toward you without you lifting a finger. Trick number 3, use open body language. Your body speaks before you do. Whether you realize it or not, a woman will read your posture before she ever hears your voix. And she decides in seconds whether you're approachable or someone to avoid. Closed off posture, crossed arms, hunched shoulders, Avoiding eye contact sends one of two silent messages. I'm not interested, or worse, I'm uncomfortable and unsure of myself. Neither inspires a woman to approach you. Open body language, on the other hand, signals confidence, warmth, and most importantly, approachability. Here's how to instantly improve yours. Keep your shoulders relaxed and slightly back. This creates an open, confident stance. Stand tall with your chest open, projecting self-assurance without aggression. Keep your arms free and visible, not crossed over your body. This invites engagement instead of closing you off. Picture David from a earlier story. If he'd simply uncrossed his arms, leaned back in a relaxed way, and positioned himself so Rachel could easily make eye contact, she might have felt comfortable enough to approach him. Instead, his closed posture became an invisible do not disturb sign. Listen, even when you're not talking. Your body is speaking. Make sure it's inviting, not discouraging interaction. And remember, women aren't just attracted to confidence. They're attracted to comfort within that confidence. If you look relaxed in your own skin, she feels safe stepping into your space. Trick number 4, engage in social interactions to build an attractive energy. If there's one thing that can transform you from just another guy in the room, tossamy and magnetic, it's social energy. Women are wired to respond to social proof. It's the same principle that makes us want to eat at the busy restaurant instead of the empty one. Our brain assumes if other people are here, it must be worth it. She feels more comfortable approaching a man who's already interacting and having fun because it removes the risk of rejection. If others are drawn to you, she's more likely to believe she have a good interaction too. Here's how to implement this naturally. Laugh and interact with your friends. Don't stand stiff like a statue. Greet people around you, the bartender, the group nearby, even the stranger next to you. React to your environment. If something funny happens, smile or comment. Be alive in the moment. When you look like you're enjoying yourself, you send the signal, I'm confident, I'm comfortable, and I'm part of this environment. People, especially women, don't approach silent, disconnected observers. They approach in participants. Here's a challenge for the next time you're out. For the first 20 minutes, focus only on interacting with your environment. No phone, no leaning in a corner. Watch how quickly people notice you when your energy shifts. Tricks. Number 5. Wear something eye-catching. This is the simplest visual hack you can use, but it's incredibly effective. Wear something that makes you stand out. Not in a look at me, I'm desperate way. Butin a subtle conversation starting way. It could be a unique watch, a bold colored jacket, a ring with an unusual dial, even a well-chosen graphic tee that sparks curiosity. Why does this work? Because women look for excuses to start conversations. If you walk in wearing a deep emerald green blazer and a sea of black shirts, she has an easy appeal. I love that jacket. Where'd you shit? That small exchange is all she needs to bridge the gap. Think about it. If you're dressed like every other guy, you blend in. If you stand out just now, you're giving her permission to notice you. Now, those are the 5 core tricks that shift you from invisible to magnetic. But before we wrap up, I'm going to share the bonus trick, the one most guys overlook that flips curiosity into action almost instantly. And so know it, you'll start seeing opportunities everywhere. Bonus trick, the mind-blowing secret. If you've made it this far, you're not just a casual viewer, you're part of our real community. And because of that, I'm going to give you something most men ever think about yet. It's incredibly powerful. Leave one subtle conversation hook. Here's what I mean. If you want women to approach you, give them something small but intriguing to latch onto. A little mental itch they can't help but scratch. Example, you're at a coffee shop. You order something unusual. Let's say a lavender espresso. When the barista hands it over, you say, just loud enough for people nearby to hear, this is either going to be the best or worst thing I've ever had. Now, what happens if there's a curious woman nearby? Her brain just lit up. She's thinking, okay, I need to. Know if that's good or not. And that's when she might turn and ask, so was it worth it? Just like that, you've created an opening, and you didn't have to approach Anian. This works because women, like all humans, are wired for curiosity loops. When you drop an open-ended, intriguing statement, her brain seeks closure. If you make it effortless for her to get that closure, she engage. The key, make it casual. Don't force it. Make it effortless. She shouldn't feel like she's walking into a setup. Make it interesting enough to pull her in without trying to impress. When you master this, you're not chasing women. You're creating gravity. Let's be crystal clear. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's about the energy you put out. If you make it easy for women to approach, they will. When you combine knee contact, body language, social energy, smart positioning, and with a visual or conversational hook, you become the guy women naturally gravitate toward. And that's the difference between chasing attention and attracting it effortlessly. So here's your challenge this week. Pick one of these tricks and actually put it into practice. Pay attention to how people react. You'll be surprised at how subtle changes can cause a complete shift in the way women interact with you. And if you got value from this video, do 2 quick things for me. Hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and tells YouTube this content is worth recommending. Subscribe to Stoic Tips for daily insights that actually work. Not the fluff, not the gimmicks, but real psychology backed attraction strategies. And hey, if you know a guy who always complains that women never approach him, send him this video. You might just change his entire dating life. We've also recommended some great videos on your screen right now. Click one to keep learning, and I'll see you there tomorrow.